Her name is Cheri Mancuso, and she is a world-famous psychic. She has helped many families find their lost loved ones. Cheri has a special gift. She can talk to the other side.
I do world predictions. I've seen earthquakes, airplane crashes. I work with police all over the country, actually all over the world. And I have found people, missing children, homicides, serial killers. I predicted serial killers. Somewhere, Jason lies on a trail.
A desperate mother hopes a vision from a complete stranger will help find her missing son. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carol Goldsmith.
And I'm Tim Waller, sitting in for Michael tonight. Thanks for joining us. Over the course of the last 4 years, volunteers have spent thousands of hours searching for missing Clemson student Jason Knapp, and they've come up with nothing.
This weekend, Knapp's mother took an extraordinary step in the effort to find her son. WYFF's Brad Willis is here with more on our top story tonight. Brad.
Tim and Carol, Jason Knapp was in his first year at Clemson. He disappeared one April weekend in 1998. Law enforcement and dozens of volunteers scoured the state park where rangers found his car and found no sign of the 20-year-old man. Knapp's mother even helped in that search, and now she's counting on something supernatural.
The essence of Table Rock State Park hasn't changed much in 4 years. The mountain still has a bald face, and the birds still sing over frozen morning dew. But for one woman,
personally, I'm finding as time goes on, it gets harder.
Time is changing her spirit.
The longer the time goes, the more people forget about Jason, and the clues become colder, and you have no more clues coming in.
She lost her son, Jason Knapp, almost 4 years ago. He was a 20-year-old Clemson student.
That's what hurts, knowing he was in the prime of his life and had his whole future ahead of him, and it was probably taken away from him.
You come back up here and we'll relax you, huh?
Park rangers found Knapp's car at Table Rock 9 days after he disappeared. Dozens of volunteers searched the trails and found nothing. Time hasn't offered many new investigative trails to travel.
I don't want to go home without him again this week. I can't keep doing this. I know.
That's how Jason's mother ended up in Cheri Mancuso's arms. Mancuso is a psychic.
To have someone disappear from the face of the earth and not ever to be seen again is probably the worst torture in the world.
Over 3 days, Mancuso traveled to places investigators believe Knapp had been before he disappeared, a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, he came here a lot. I'll get some feelings of Jason. I'll walk around the college.
The Clemson campus, and most importantly,
there was foul play.
Table Rock State Park.
I felt him just running and running and running, and finally I saw him just collapse. Somewhere, Jason lies on a trail.
Jason's family hopes the psychic can lead them to an answer.
You know, I kind of have a feeling.
Mancuso came at this woman's request.
I believe in anything. You know, I don't trust a lot of people, but I have a tendency to believe in someone when I'm with them.
She runs a Charlotte-based Missing Adults Foundation. Jason's mother says in a case filled with questions, she's willing to take a chance on Mancuso.
If Cheri can come up with something and we can find the answer, then you can start to deal with whatever it is. You can't deal with the unknown.
Mancuso specializes in the unknown.
The point is that a mother has a missing child, and the point is that for her there is no rest.
We have brought a very well-known medium who has helped police solve over 150 missing person cases. This is Cheri Mancuso. Cheri, I don't know how this works, but Deborah has come to us for any kind of an answer. Could you talk to her or do what you do?
Yeah. Deborah, before, and Sally, I want to mention that I knew nothing when I was called, when the studio called me.
That's correct.
And asked if I would, give my intuition as far as helping you. I knew nothing. In Los Angeles, where I'm from, I saw the initials J.A. Then when I found out that your son's name was Jason, I knew that I was going to be able to see something that to maybe help you. I did not even know if I was going to be looking for a male or female, and I knew it was a male. So before I got here, I knew I was right on. I wrote down, and I was watching you backstage, I wrote down what I saw visually, and I saw a man standing. This is a vision I saw a man standing in front of a house holding a young man's bike, and I felt that that was probably a person that may have been a father figure. The vision appeared to be of sadness and depression, and then the house I saw was very black, and it was a sign of death. That told me that maybe it was, I'm very sorry. Then I saw a young, light, brown-haired man in a light-colored car, possibly a Chevy, and I saw an initial B. This is all stuff I saw last night when I came to New York. And then I felt that the young man went to college, which I just found out that Jason went to college. Then I put down he had a roommate, which I just found out, and it confirmed it. I also saw that he was at a shopping mall or a restaurant, and then he was also at a park. In the vision that I had in Los Angeles, I did see two women in a car, and I saw them, two black women, and they were joyriding. They were between the ages of 21 to 25 years old. They were possibly Southern. I did not know where Jason disappeared from, and I thought it was a Midwestern or Southern town, which I just found out it was the South. Then the top was down, there was a convertible, so I felt that it was spring, and March, April was what I had felt, and I believe it was April. When I was listening to your story about Jason, I also wrote down about a school project, like he was writing something before he disappeared. What I really feel is that Jason was abducted, and I do feel that he was murdered, and I do feel he was murdered for his car, and I do feel that they buried him. Oh, and then I saw a red pickup truck with a shell on the back, and it was parked in a park near a beach or near water.
Jason's car was parked in the parking lot near the lake at the park.
And that's it.
Before Mancuso left town this morning, she said she had a vision that a park ranger would find Jason's body on a Table Rock trail sometime in October or November.
And this lady stunned police officers when she predicted a string of serial killings in New York before they happened. Please welcome psychic Cheri Mancuso to the show. Each of you with very specific names. How often are you correct? A high percentage of the time. That's it.
Mine is very high. I've even gotten license plate numbers, streets.
When you receive your information, do you pass on everything that you know?
I personally tell them everything I see because I feel that what's the sense of seeing it if I'm not going to be truthful?
Are you given like a picture of the child?
Usually I'm given nothing more than a picture. And then from there, I work in the middle of the night from 1 a.m. to maybe 5 a.m.
What this shows is that my guides not only show me what has happened, but will show me what's going to happen as I'm searching for Trudy.
I looked around her room and sat down on her bed to try and pick up on Trudy's presence. I held a necklace of a symbol her father had given her that was a very significant factor in her life. I also sensed something very tragic had happened to Trudy in that house. That night in the hotel room, I studied Trudy's notebook. It told me she was not your average 11-year-old girl.
I think if it was that they've done harm to her, I think it's already done.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
There's a good possibility, Dennis.
I know.
We contacted Cheri when we heard about your case, and I must say that your first reaction to our story was stunning.
Yes, what I saw before your show even called me was I saw a young girl, approximately 11, 12 years old, with long brown hair getting on a bus. And I know now today that's symbolic that she wanted to run away.
When we called Cheri and said there's a missing girl, basically she said, is it this young girl with the long brown hair and the flowered dress? And at that point we said, we will send you a picture. We don't know. The picture we sent What's that?
National Enquirer TV sent Cheri Mancuso to Pinole, California to work on a case of a child who's been missing for 12 years.
The man that I saw connected with Amber, I did see an initial T. I saw him carrying Amber through a field, and I thought it's a wheat field. On the left side of the street is a very old bridge. The water that I saw was not necessarily ocean. It had like a dirt path across it.
Mancuso's visions were eerily on target.
One of the other initials that you came up with, which was the T, does fit into the person that I believe could be the suspect, my daughter.
Kim is referring to a man whose first name begins with the letter T.
Kim, this is the bridge that I saw in the vision.
After spending an exhaustingly emotional day with Kim, the psychic is hopeful that she will find Amber's body.
It may well be that Johnny has tried to come back or that wants to come back, and there may be things that are keeping him from doing so.
I believe he does want to come back. I believe he's afraid to come back. And I also believe he's embarrassed to come back.
Eerily, those forensic psychics were right.